Here basically we are discussing about the topic that is city creation and how tough basically it is to create the city. And in this basically we are talking about one of the city that is Delhi city. So that is this basically. So one of the USA person asked the question basically, where is Delhi? This is Delhi basically. So in map basically the Delhi basically looks like this basically. One of the person asked that also. So this is Delhi basically. And one of the person asked the question, where is Uttar Pradesh basically? Uttar Pradesh. This is basically Uttar Pradesh. Here Uttar Pradesh. This is the Uttar Pradesh. See basically. And here basically, here and near Delhi basically, the Himalaya mountain basically contains. So this basically was the thing basically. So he told that basically. So this is that place basically, right? Basically. So one of the person asked the question basically. So data science project basically, people says that just now basically started. No, data science project was started long before basically by the government basically, because government company basically is handling the each and every stuff basically. Total plane crashed in Himalaya mountain and total plane basically crashed in Mount Everest. So one of the person told that basically that means each and every software which the private company is having, that is already created by the government. Then he told that yes basically. So data science project basically when it was created basically. Then he told that basically, and which was that person basically who created. So one of the person told that basically, lots of people says that Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, these all people basically are very intelligent basically. So one of the person told that basically, who is that person basically? One of the person told that he is from Uttar Pradesh basically. People says whether it is correct or not, that I don't know basically. He is basically from Uttar Pradesh, and he basically started his journey basically from from USA. So see basically 42nd president basically in registration from 1990 till 2001 basically. So when the World Trade Center basically happened, that time basically he might have left basically. That time basically he might have left. And after that basically the George Bush basically came basically. So lots of people says whether he is basically from Uttar Pradesh. Whether it's correct basically, that I don't know. So one of the person told that basically, whatever system basically which the private company have basically, that is created by government long before basically. The data science project basically was created and which was handling the Himalaya mountain basically data. That is not data science basically. If they can create the sound system basically, that means that's a data science only basically. If they can create one sound system basically, how many people basically died and their people sound basically each and everything basically. If anybody doing the inquiry, then basically they activate that particular person's sound system and do the chatting basically. So that's not data science. Then one of the person told that yes, yeah, that is a data science basically. That is a data science project basically. That is a data science project basically. So one of the person told that basically. चलो ये तो गवर्नमेंट की बात हो गई. दिस was government. What is actually government that everybody got? What actually the really government is? The people basically who are in front, they are just for display purpose basically. The people basically who are handling the stuff basically, that are the admin department of the government, who basically really know that basically 100 plane basically is getting crashed here basically, and this many people basically died here basically. And they basically handles the database. That means Himalaya and Mount Everest database is basically handled by the Indian government basically. That are basically the Indian software company basically, who are basically mostly people says that government software companies are basically handled by the Infosys and TCS basically. So one of the person told that basically, who is that company basically? Who is the owner of that company? Then basically he is the owner basically. Infosys. So he is basically the Infosys basically. See basically this is the Infosys basically, which keeps the Indian government data basically. Sorry, that 100 plane crash data basically. So see basically this is the Infosys, and he basically is the owner of the Infosys basically, and he basically handles the government projects basically. And TCS about TCS company, that is Tata Consultancy. And I have taken one example basically. Lots of people says that the Tata group basically are Parsi, and few people says that they are Sindhi also. So like this basically just see that also basically. TCS में TCS owner basically, the founder basically of TCS is not displaying only. See basically, I can't see the TCS founder only. See basically, see basically TCS founder is only not there. So I will write TCS founder. TCS founder maybe he is not there. He is the person basically who founded the TCS. You can see now basically the TCS founder basically. So one of the person was the yes basically, I can see now basically the TCS founder. So he basically have the data of Himalaya and Mount Everest basically, where basically the 100 plane basically is getting crashed basically. And he basically came back from USA in 2001 only basically, when the World Trade Center basically happened. That was actually, few people says that basically that basically was by mistake hitted in the World Trade Center basically, but in really basically it was not hitted in the World Trade Center. It was basically supposed to go to the Himalaya mountain, Mount Everest. The direction basically changed through the World Trade Center, and that was the direction basically. In Hindi basically it is called Disha. And Disha basically when we search, so it comes to Disha heroine. So see basically Disha. So like this basically the World Trade Center basically direction basically was changed. That was, and the government basic groups who handles the projects basically, that is one of the person he is also basically, and he also basically is the one of the person basically who handles the software company, and he basically don't take BCom people basically. So like this, see basically. So one of the person told that I think yeah, data science project is very old project basically. Yes, data science project is very old project. It just introduced it just now basically, but it is very old project basically. So one of the person told that up to what level the information the government have basically, that is TCS and Infosys and the many Wipro company basically is also handles the government groups basically, handles the government data basically. So one of the person told that this is also government data basically. Then he told that yes basically government information basically. How many plane basically got crashed in the Himalaya? How many plane basically crashed in the Mount Everest? And why he basically came back from USA in 2001. So in next video basically we are going to see a little bit more about this.